Machado Garry is known as a world traveler of MMA gyms, but for his UFC 298 fight with Geoff Neal, he took additional inspiration from another corner of sports. Watching a BBC documentary on Pep Guardiola, a former soccer star who now manages Premier League team Manchester City, Garry realized there were lessons that could keep him conscious when Neal started throwing bombs. "I was talking about how a handball influenced his way of playing football, and the fact that it's harder to get the ball than it is to maintain possession," Garry said Monday on the MMA Hour. "So if we can maintain the possession, we can score easier. It's the same with fighting. If you're harder to hit, then it's harder for your opponent to have success. If you're constantly moving and being fast and fidgety, and just lightning quick, Geoff Neal can't have success. I even went over to the commentators, like I hate giving to the judges, because it's exactly like that one judge, too could have had that view," Garry said. "I don't see how. Statistically, I dominated in the significant strikes. Geoff had more clinch time and control against the cage, but did absolutely nothing with it. Tried to take me down, couldn't. I was dominant in the head fight and the hand battle. I just sat there going, how the hell on earth do you score that 30-27? Geoff Neal, like if you want to give him a round, I could understand that, if you wanted to say 29-28 unanimous decision. They weren't the easiest rounds to score from a clear point of view of Ian definitely dominated that round. But when it comes to leading the dance, when it comes to output, when it comes to control of the positions we were in, I feel like I dominated them in every facet of the game." In the end, though, Garry's strategy paid off, so he can only shake his head so much. Staying mobile worked. Per UFC stats, he outlanded Neal in total strikes 80-57, and significant strikes 67-46. He didn't take many brain-rattling shots. His performance may not have dazzled the audience, but he's become a lot more comfortable with that as a perpetual lightning rod for the hardcore audience. One of the most important judges of the fight, in Garry's eyes, was Neal. He believes the veteran welterweight knew the real score. "When two fighters fight, both fighters know who won," Garry said. "Geoff can put his hands up in that octagon or not and then try to show the world that he thinks he won. But in his heart, he knows. In his heart, I know he knows, because I outworked him, I outpaced him. When he wanted to have success, he didn't. So I know he knew he lost that fight. If you wanted to give him the one round, fine, I have no issue with that. But don't tell me that that wasn't a unanimous decision. This is why we don't leave it in the hands of the judges.